Hello everybody, this is Purge, bringing you guys a first-person replay commentary. I'm playing Legion Commander this game. This is actually a game off of my stream a couple days ago, but I think it had some issues about halfway through the stream, so I thought I would just do a replay commentary because everybody's asleep and I have a chance to do it. So I am playing Legion Commander, like I said. I have made a Legion Commander VOD. I made one while I was in Wisconsin, but the audio wasn't the best, so and I've learned a little bit more since then, so I think I'm just going to, sorry about all the loud noises, I'm sure I'm just adjusting my microphone a little bit. Yeah, I've learned a couple things based on this game, so I thought I would just go over everything again, and then we'll have a bit of a higher quality VOD to go over. So thanks again for staying tuned to all of our team activity stuff. If you guys haven't been completely updated about that, I'm sure you've watched some of the vlogs, but I'm currently in South Korea, living in a team house with a bunch of my friends, and we're playing in the Korean Dota leagues. We're actually playing our first broadcasted match tonight. It's in 7 hours as of my recording, so as you guys watch this, if you watch it right when the video is posted, it's in about 5 hours, I think. So feel free to tune into that. The Twitch description, or the Twitch link will probably go on our team Twitter page. It's twitter.com/ZephyrDota, so if you guys want to end up watching our first broadcasted matches, then we'll be tweeting them out, or at least the actual links to the matches. So, all right, on to the game. Legion Commander. This hero is pretty interesting. I don't necessarily know if she's top tier, but I think she's a really fun hero to play, and she has a lot of snowball potential, which is probably the most fun thing about her. So, I think I was playing Russian servers or EU or US or EU West or something, so I had like 300 ping, which is a lot of ping. So you'll have to be aware that some of my reactions are not quite perfectly timed, but keep in mind 300 milliseconds is 0.3 seconds. So every action you take, including a click or an item usage, is 0.3 seconds delayed, which is actually pretty massive, and it can make a big difference. It was a big difference when I played Invoker in the other match that I uploaded yesterday, but it's not as big of a deal with Legion Commander. But it will still be something. We had a really high-skilled Necrolite going to the bot lane with just a what is that called? Headdress of Rejuvenation start, but I had a slightly different build.
30 seconds to battle.
I'm going to play in mid Legion Commander. The video I made, I think I did a jungle Legion Commander. I don't think I jungled the Legion Commander very well. I could have stacked medium camps and things like that to get more lifesteal out, but this game I'm just going to go mid, and I think this is maybe the better way to play the hero. She doesn't have tons of kill potential, but against certain heroes she's not bad. So my starting item build, I went for a Stout Shield as well as a single Tango. It's because I'm anticipating playing against probably an Invoker, which is who I end up playing against. It could have been a TA mid, but I guess it's not. I don't know. TA was just picked very recently, so I was expecting me against an Invoker. And whenever you're a melee hero versus a ranged, it's really nice to have a Stout Shield, especially if you rely on last hitting with your right clicks. If you rely on last hitting with your right clicks, then you almost need a Stout, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get last hits without being severely punished. And by punished, I mean you're going to take at least 2 hits, maybe 1, possibly 2 hits, and it's going to hurt you a lot. I got a much better block than this guy, which really helps out, because that means if he ever wants to try harassing me, not only does he have to deal with my Stout Shield, but he's also going to have to deal with the chance that he's just going to miss, because uphill miss chance I think is around 30. It's either a quarter or a third. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but it's pretty substantial, and it is going to reduce a lot of the damage that he does to me during this little engagement. So keep that in mind. See how often he misses there. He missed there. So 2 misses in a row. I basically just saved 2 auto attacks that didn't happen just because my block was slightly better. So blocking is extremely important in your mid matchup, so keep that in mind. Anyways, mid Legion Commander is moderately different in skill build than a jungle Legion Commander, and that's because you don't really need your third skill. And I talked about this in the last video I made, but the way that your third skill works is as you cast, or sorry, as it procs. So let's say somebody attacks you and it procs your passive. What ends up happening is it makes you attack really fast immediately. But the problem is that I don't actually have a if you're not attacking anything and it procs, then you don't actually proc anything. So I actually don't think this skill is really worth getting in the very, very early mid lane like this, unless you're playing against a melee hero. So if I'm playing against a melee hero, it's okay, because I plan to be attacking that guy, and then it's going to proc while he attacks me back. But if I'm versus a ranged hero, then I don't think grabbing your third skill is worth it. At least not super early, because the skill points aren't as useful as your other 2. Press the attack is really useful because it gives you HP regen, and it gives you bonus attack speed, and you can remove debuffs. I think it works on Cold Snap. I can't remember. We'll find out as I play this out, because I know that I get Cold Snapped occasionally and I end up using it on myself. But press the attack is very good, and your first skill is also pretty good. It's very important to have an AoE nuke if possible if you're playing a mid-roll, because it lets you push the lane. It also helps you with last hitting, and I have used it at least once or twice so far to get last hits that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to get. So definitely use it to try to gain some advantage over your opponents. Boots or Bottle First is the item that I wanted to get. I didn't want to pick up Ironwood Branches, by the way. I was also able to snipe that. That's very, very good to do. I have a DD here and I have some movement speed, so I'm going to go for the kill if possible. Yeah, it does remove Cold Snap, it looks like. Unfortunately, now my movement speed's a lot slower. I did use overwhelming odds against this guy. But, yeah. The way overwhelming odds works is it gives you movement speed, though. And as soon as this creep wave came up, I'm able to go for the kill. It's pretty close. His mistake there was not anticipating the cooldown on my overwhelming odds. It's pretty long, actually, at 18 seconds. But when the new creep wave came up, I was able to cast it, which put me up from 320 movement speed to 380. So it's pretty much the same as me having a boots advantage over the guy. And I was able to dive and go for the kill. The double damage actually helped out a lot for that, but the main issue is that his only disable really is going to be Cold Snap, and he used it on me. And then it barely did anything basically, because I wasn't taking any damage. If he would have saved the Cold Snap until I was maybe under tower, it would have been a little scarier, but even still, it wasn't that big of a deal because I could just remove the debuff using my press attack second skill. For a skill like Cold Snap, Legion Commander kind of counters it, but for heroes like Lion or anybody that just has a long duration stun or something, Legion Commander isn't nearly as good because you can't cast it on yourself if you're stunned. But damage over time or like a slow or something like that is not a big deal. You can remove it. So in that sense, Legion Commander counters those heroes. So anyways, picking up the kill is really good. My CS is not that amazing, but it's not bad either. So everything is going just fine. Gonna hopefully pick up a catapult, then do that one right. And again, I'm just going to cast a nuke to get some last hits as well as do some damage. It does more damage as there's more creatures around. So if I cast it on 4 units, it does an extra, 80 damage or something like that. It's actually a pretty significant nuke. But it's definitely best when you cast it on heroes in combination with units. I made a bit of a mistake here. I could see that there were 2 Nyx Assassins on the map, which obviously meant that he grabbed an illusion rune. And then I went all the way bot to check, which was a pretty big mistake. I did end up losing out on some EXP because of this, so definitely could have done that a bit better. So slight EXP loss here. Putting the bottle on the courier to bottle crow back because I want to get my mana back up. You always will pick up duel at level 6. I don't really think there's a situation where grabbing this at 6 isn't the right choice. And I can now kind of use this to gank, or hopefully snowball off of my mid hero if possible. Solo killing the Invoker from here on out is not very likely. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I got kind of lucky with the DD and his mistakes early on. But I can definitely gank other lanes, and this is probably about the time where you really want to do it. If we look at the items that we're sitting on, Invoker only has a null talisman, so his lane presence isn't super huge, but he still is a ranged hero. And after that mistake, I think he's going to be playing a lot safer. And as you can see, there's a lot of support heroes that are also sitting mid. They recognize me, so I think they're at least slightly scared, which is usually what happens. Not that I'm a super good player, but usually pubs that are lower skill level than me will get scared. So they're going to lane presence on me, especially because I got a kill. So I think at this point, getting a kill on the Invoker is fairly unlikely. I think there's a chance with duel, but I definitely need a lot of mana for it. So I'm having the courier. I already have a TP scroll, which is good, but I think what I attempted to do at this point was go and gank another lane, and it might be the Bristleback. I think that's where I'm looking right now. So I'm just going to bottle up a little bit, and we'll see what I go for. I also grabbed a smoke because I knew that getting any kills would be really, really useful. So I think I told Chachi that I wanted to smoke gank with him. So I said, come here. We're going to smoke, and we're going to go try to initiate on one of these guys. If I can win a duel, I'll get 10 permanent bonus damage, which is really nice to have. So getting successful ganks off as Legion Commander is very, very important. I kind of wish I would have used another bottle charge here. I actually do have enough mana, so it's not a big deal, but we're going to go initiate now. It looks like Silencer might actually die immediately, which is too bad, but going to get some movement speed here, and very important that you cast the buff on yourself before you duel somebody. But Dazzle is ideally like the best possible person to cast that on, because that hero has the best ways to keep himself and others alive. So if I duel on him, then it gives us a good shot of just winning the fight. So I wanted to give myself some movement speed here. I'm going to give Chachi some HP regen so that he doesn't end up dying. He was going to be fine there actually, but I just wanted to make a bit sure. Solid grave there. I'm gonna try. Okay, he did use refraction, so I was wondering about that as I played this game. I was like, did I miss or what? But he was able to get his refraction off in time, so no mistake for me there. And now that all this action has happened and it's all done, I should immediately TP back to my mid lane because there's EXP that could be being gotten here. I'm actually the same level as my Invoker despite getting 2 kills, so in some ways he's getting some advantage back from my lane. I wouldn't necessarily have lane dominance. I killed him, so I got some EXP advantage. I think if I would have sat mid that one time instead of going for the rune, then I would definitely be a higher level than him. I'd probably be a bit higher. But I think I've played my role pretty effectively thus far, which is essentially just been, I'm gonna sit mid, I'm gonna get some EXP, and then I'm gonna gank with it and start snowballing. And I definitely have accomplished that. So I have grabbed my passive now because I'm starting to duel people. I'm basically forcing people to attack me, so it becomes more useful than it was in the past. I'm just going to hope for a rune here, and I get really lucky and pick up a haste. A haste rune is like one of the best runes that you can actually get as a Legion commander because it allows me to basically initiate. So I'm going to try to go on the Invoker here. Oh, they actually do have a ward. I was asking Chachi to come in for this one. Going to get a bit of movement speed here. Actually, it wasn't necessary to do that. I'm like, okay, Chachi's not coming. And I end up surviving here, which is good. I think they should be able to kill. Yeah, he's going to be able to kill the Invoker here, which is good. I don't know. I think I communicated. I was voice chatting him. I said, okay, go on mid or whatever, but he didn't go in. So I was a little confused about it, but whatever, it happens. So I got to run back to base now. My HP and my mana are way too low. From here on out, I'm actually going to wait to stack the Ancient Camp before I end up going back, because it'll be really helpful for my allies. Or myself. I could actually jungle this later pretty easily. Legion Commander can jungle very easily, as we saw in previous videos. Just using your 3rd skill to lifesteal and attack a bit faster really increases your DPS a lot. But the items I'm going to buy are going to be a TP Scroll and a Power Treads. I think in the pub game I played, I think I want Treads Blink Dagger. I don't plan to go Blink Dagger this game because I don't think I need the utility as much. I want more damage because I'm trying to semi-carry. But Treads is the way to go, I think, for 2 reasons. Number 1, you can Tread Switch, so your mana will go farther. And number 2, your attack speed gets increased. And attack speed is really synergistic with your ulti because you're increasing your damage by a lot every time you win a successful duel. So I was thinking about, yeah, there's a big dive. This should be a pretty easy kill here. I'm just going to duel him and cast my buff, and really easy kill. And we might be able to get a courier as well, which we will actually. So that was really good for us. Again, same thing happened. I cast Overwhelming Odds to get some damage on him so that he's a bit lower. I pressed the attack ability on myself so that I had more attack speed and had HP regens. There was no way I was going to die. And then I duel him, and that forces him to attack me, and I'm attacking way faster than he is. He can't even cast spells, and I should be able to just kind of win the fight. So everything worked out just fine. I end up getting another 10 damage, so now I have another permanent 20 damage to my name. I was hoping to pick up the rune here. Chachi was going to help contest it a bit, and they ended up not going for it, so that's pretty cool for me. I'm able to pick up the Invis rune, which I'm sure I can use later. I'm going to go look for a kill now. They actually, looks like they did, I don't know if they spotted me coming back, but they obviously did see us use the pot mode, so they're all going to sit pretty scared right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know if we spotted the bristleback or not. Yeah, it looks like we did. I need to be able to get within dual range of him is the only thing. Alright, and I was able to get him barely in time. Necrolite gets the kill because he ultied, but again, I won the duel. I got 10 damage. Really good start for me. I think 10 damage is the equivalent of about 1,500, 2,000 gold in terms of damage items. If I was to spend that money on just damage items, it's actually a pretty significant amount of money. So, and not to mention I'm getting kills, I'm getting assists, I'm helping my team out. It's all really good. And of course, since I have treads, I actually hit pretty hard for this point. So, one of the downsides of Legion Commander is that your armor is actually quite low. It's good to tank creeps like this, by the way, because you can't actually attack towers. It's a little scary for me. But I removed the Poison Touch with my second skill, and we should be able to go for an initiation. I don't have my ulti, unfortunately, but got about 5 seconds until press the attack. Or I mean my ulti, what's it called, duel or whatever. And we're going to duel again, we're going to kill him very easily. I end up getting another 10 damage. I'm gonna buff up Chachi here so that he doesn't die. And now your role kind of turns into like a ganking team support hero. It's pretty fun. If somebody's about to die, I'm going to cast Press the Attack on them. If I'm about to duel somebody, I'm going to cast Press the Attack on myself. It all ends up working out really, really nicely. Part of that was just their mistakes. They kind of ran in one by one, which is stupid, but whatever. You're playing the game. The MMR balances it out. I'm not breaking the rules. This wasn't a fan game. I was playing on 300 ping for God's sake. Like, everything I did was fair. You might be a little curious about why I'm leaving Moment of Courage so low, and it's basically because it's honestly not the best damage ability. The best thing about Moment of Courage in the scaling is the lifesteal by far. The chance obviously does go up, but it's really not very much, so it's not worth leveling this out or maxing this out early, I don't think. I think it's best just to leave it at like, if you're playing like a mid role, 1 level I think is fine, but if you're playing like a support tanky role or a jungling role, I think getting at least 2 levels is probably okay. Is my recommendation. I just don't really like maxing out early. I think the other skills are much better. Overwhelming odds is actually useful, as is press attack. So I'm just going to use my mana here to heal me up since I was missing quite a bit of HP. Of course, I tread switch before I use it, and that puts me at a reasonable place. And now we're going to try to get a kill on the TA or another hero. I'm going to chase her down here if possible. It's going to be a bit tough to get within range. My duel here was a mistake because she was graved, so I wasn't actually able to kill her before that ran out. This part was pretty scary. So yeah, the mistake I made was that I dueled. I didn't know Dazzle would be there, I guess. I tried to duel her because I knew she was going to die and I wanted to take the damage or get the damage advantage, and now I've got to run for my life. I have to fight here because I know that if they turn around, that if I keep running, they're going to chase me down eventually, so... I barely clutch it out. It was really close. I didn't actually get any bonus damage out of the fight, but getting that many kills and barely surviving was really nice. And I'm going to just cast my heal on myself. I might as well. I don't want to get Sunstriked. He could have bought back Sunstrike or something. You never know. So it's too bad I didn't get the dual damage, but it's not the end of the world. So I was also able to finish my Shadow Blade now because of this. I also could, I just noticed now, but I could have casted overwhelming odds. My first skill, just nuke him, and I would have lived a little bit faster. It would have been a little bit less close, but I figured I would get him. Yeah, it's some of the times you just kind of have to believe with this here, and you just have to fight and be like, okay, I might die, but we'll give it our best shot, and we'll see what happens. So oftentimes the way to play the hero. My HP is actually really good. I think her strength gain must be amazing because I'm sitting really well. 2.6, it's okay. It's pretty good for a strength hero. The strength gain is pretty solid. Again, the downside is that your armor isn't very high. And once you get Shadow Blade, you definitely need to go look for kills and try to snowball with it. So I'm going to go do that on support here. So this is a really good place on the map to go look for kills, is in their jungle. Because it's usually a place where their weak heroes will sit and think that they safely can farm. So my goal is to hit, cast my second skill, and then duel if possible. If he's moving, I can't really necessarily do that. I kind of have to force myself to just cast my second skill and immediately duel. And with this, I had enough time to be able to right-click him all the way down. I actually didn't proc my passive at all, which is fine. He only attacked me maybe 4 times tops, so the chances of me proccing at were fairly low. But again, I got 14 damage, I killed an important hero, and I'm going to go try to fight now. I would like to kill the Dazzle first. It's going to force the Grave out, but chasing him to the ends of the world is probably not worth it, and we're not able to kill him before his Grave ends up running out. So I'm going to chase now. I'm going to try to initiate on the Bristleback, but I don't have duel, so I don't really have a disable. I'm pretty much just limited to right-clicking. But if the arrow lands, then we're going to be pretty set. I was trying to finish off the Templar Assassin, but the next Assassin came and I didn't see him coming, so... It was a bit greedy to go under tower, I think. Maybe we did actually have a sentry up, I'm not sure, but...
middle tower is under attack.
I did end up dying, and a bit of a mistake for me. It was probably a little too crazy to try to right-click them to death under tower. Definitely not very safe. But it's okay. I didn't give them any dual damage, so I didn't lose that much. I'm now leveling up my my lifesteal, and it should be lifestealing pretty hard from here on out. I'm almost hitting for 200 damage already, which is ridiculous. So if I lifesteal from that, I'm going to get about 160 HP every time that I proc that, which is on average about 1 every 5 hits.
Middle tower is under attack.
Appear to be AFK or something.
Dire's structures are fortified.
See how fast I pay attention to the game. There's the respawn.
has
I have
fallen.
no idea what I was doing at this point. Alright, there I am. I'm back, guys. Missed nothing, right? Life stealing about 90 right now, which is pretty good. Looked like Necrolite was getting jumped on, so we're going to go try to save him if possible. I might, well, yeah, it's important to Shadow Blade through ward spots usually. We do see the Courier, I believe, but I'm going to try to just duel on the Dazzle to prevent him from doing anything. There it is. I'm going to duel him. I didn't cast my press the attack, but I think it's okay. I'm going to cast my attack speed, get some right clicks here. Oh, the silence is so good. Silencing TA is actually very, very useful. We're going to keep chasing here. We should be able to pick off some more kills. Nice. Invoker has died. And again, I'm going to Shadow Blade to catch up. Yeah, make sure that you always hit with the Shadow Blade. Really important. I didn't even see that guy. And Chachi's blocking is so sick. Where did he learn that, guys? Really nice grave. I'm going to chase here. I think he poison touched me. I can't remember exactly. Alright, we were able to actually get both. It was a nice grave by the Dazzle, but we had a bit too much damage at this point, so... It seems like I was mouse clicking almost everything in this game. I know that's not true, but... my mouse is currently... I'm having a little bit of trouble with the software, so my left two hotkeys aren't working. These two. I still have these four from keyboard keys, but these two aren't working, so that's why I'm clicking on some stuff. I went high ground so he wouldn't see me go invis, in the hopes that I could initiate on one of these guys and duel them and win the duel. But nobody was really showing on the low ground, so... I was thinking about going on the Dazzle right here, and then it became visible, and I got all scared, so... Again, I'll press the attack to remove the debuff. Could have maybe dueled him there. He used Refraction again, so he doesn't end up dying. This duel was a bit of a mistake. They gave Invoker bonus damage as well, actually, so it was a pretty big mistake. He actually got a Heartstopper or a kill, that was cool. Again, Dazzle is actually pretty good against Legion Commander for this reason, because if I duel somebody and he just graves them, it guarantees that they don't die during the doom or the duel duration. So if they don't die during the duel duration, really nice ulti from Chachi there, but I don't know if it's going to do enough. If they don't die during the duel duration, I don't get the damage advantage, and it's really just making me a little vulnerable, a lot more vulnerable than them at least. So definitely a mistake for me to duel there, on top of a hero like that that's out of position when I know Dazzle's still alive, so I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to be picking up an AC next. I think this is definitely the item build to go. They don't actually have very many stuns on their team, so I'm not too worried about needing a BKB, but a lot of games you will need a Black King bar. If they have a Lion or heavy disablers like that, Shadow Shaman, you definitely do need a BKB so that they don't just disable you heavily during the duration. I was a little surprised he didn't go for that tower a bit more, but... I'm going to sell the Stout Shield. I'll pick up a Plate Mail. That'll give me a lot more survivability. There's a chance I wouldn't have died in the last team fight if I had a Plate Mail. Who knows? And I'll just use my Shadow Blade to get around a bit faster. So I can continue looking for kills, I think. I could actually maybe Roshan. I'm not quite sure. They actually had a ward here, and I couldn't believe it. I was really confused about this. When I was doing the stream... I thought they were stream cheating for sure, because I was like, who puts a ward by Ancients like this? Like, surely nobody does that, because it's not like we really even have an Ancient stack killing lineup. Like, basically, I'm the only one that can kill Ancients here on our team. And this, as you can see, I can absolutely crush Ancients like this. I could very easily kill this. But luckily, we had a ward up, and we could see them coming. And I was like, are they really... I was like, oh my god, I thought for sure they were stream cheating, they were coming after me. So luckily, we had a ward, and I'm able to evade it. But unfortunately for me, they're able to kill the tower. And they weren't actually... Well... I think one of them was actually listening to the stream, because I said something on stream. Around here, I was like, oh, they're stream cheating. They're actually listening to the stream. And just wait for it, guys. So I'm going to run back in and look for an initiation. If Dazzle was in the back, I could have gone for him, but I was a little unsure. And they did end up killing all the Ancients, so I was a little sad about that. That would have gotten me closer to my AC, but not the end of the world. And there it is. Right, see the all chat? I asked if somebody was listening to my stream on stream, and he all chatted that. Guy was definitely listening to my stream. But regardless, they did actually have a ward, so it wasn't that bad of an offense. He probably just wanted to, like a lot of the people that listen to my stream, when I play against them, they just want to hear what I say. It happened in fan games a lot as well. The fans would they'd be watching the stream, and then they'd be in the game, and they'd want to hear what I'm saying, because they like watching my show or my stream and stuff. And it was kind of just like an unfortunate, accidental, it happened stream cheat, not like a super deliberate. I probably should have been running to my teammates for this one. I thought I wasn't going to be able to get there in time, honestly. This kind of happens a lot in some of my play, where I'll be greedy and be farming, and I'll be like, oh, well, it's going to be, you know, I'm not going to get here in time. It doesn't matter, but... And then I finally TP last second, so... I should have just gone immediately. I might have been almost there, and we could have fought somebody or picked somebody off, who knows. We actually did get Nyx Assassin, so... Or actually, what I should have done is TP to the bot lane. If you look down, there's a gigantic creep wave, and I could have been there for all that EXP and gold. Well, still able to kill the TA, which is good. Silencer actually seems very good against TA. Haven't seen somebody draft that very often, but it looks pretty solid. The silence, at least, is very nice. But yeah, the reason I'm getting an AC is because it again increases my attack speed. This leverages the bonus damage that I get from duel. It also really covers my weak armor spot that I'm sitting on. And it also gives minus armor, which means that when I'm dueling a guy, then he's going to get a lot more reduced. Or he's going to take a lot more damage from my right clicks, basically. So, Dazzle ended up ulting us. I told if their team shows up, we definitely don't want to fight into this if possible, but if they don't show up, it's not a big deal. Again, I'll press the attack to remove the debuff. It looks like it doesn't work against Weave. Weave does not get removed by it, so... Just going to TP on the Nyx Assassin. Going to try to kill him if possible. I'll just Shadow Blade here. He puts the sentry down so you can see me, and he's just going to run away. I actually don't have detection, so I didn't feel too bad about this. I was like, alright, well, if he ulties and he ulties, his ulti's on cooldown for a bit. Not a big loss for me. I defend the tower a bit, and I can go farm some more. So, but I think I actually... See, I saw the ward die right there. I was like, oh, the ward was actually there. What I think I should have done there, when you TP, you can actually use Shadow Blade, I believe, because it's invisibility. So I could have Shadow Bladed, and that way when I arrived, there was a chance that he would have been confused by my TP and thought I canceled it, and I maybe could have been able to press the attack and then duel him and get the kill. So if he was a bad player, I could have tricked him possibly, but because I hesitated on the Shadow Blade usage, then it didn't work out. So, oh well. We should be able to take Roshan now, no problem at all. I can just use press the attack on myself if I really want to increase my attack speed. My damage hasn't really scaled super heavily since the early game, but it's still in a good place. Especially because my item progression is really good. I don't know what my GPM is, but I assume it's way up there. Yeah, my net worth is by far the highest. I'm going to drop my bottle. I probably should have just sold it, but I did not. And I've got Aegis now, so in case I do stupid duels again, it's still going to be okay. My duel duration is really high. I think it's at like, what, 5 seconds? 5.5 seconds, so for 5 seconds I can disable somebody, more or less. And we're going to be looking for heroes. Solid global here. And again, I'm just going to duel the Dazzler because it's a really easy kill. Pretty good combo by the Invoker, but it doesn't really do very much towards us. I actually don't have a TP scroll here, so someone else is going to have to go defend it. Again, tanking the tower is pretty good actually, because it gives me a chance to do the lifesteal hit. Really nice deny by the TA. I thought for sure, I was like, oh, I hit so hard, there's no way he can deny me. But the damage worked out to such a point where it was pretty much fine. I'm going to try to duel with this guy. Ooh. Can I duel this guy? I was actually able to proc enough. It was a bit of a mistake, I didn't use press the attack here. Able to get the goo off of me, and now I'm going to just start right clicking because I know I'm probably going to die, and I'm fine with that because I have an Aegis. So I'm going to go invis. It's funny watching Dazzle do that. It doesn't appear like they have full detection, so not a big loss there. I was able to kill the Invoker and get some more dual damage. I don't know if I deserve that kill necessarily. I should have pressed use press the attack first. It was a mistake not to, but can get the courier the items, and then I'm going to have my AC finished. So it should be all good. Shadowblade's a really good item for Legion Commander, though. The invisible initiation is really strong, obviously, and on top of that, it's also just really fantastic. I was looking for my bottle here, but it wasn't there. It was when I found out later that Chachi had it. But the reason Shadowblade's so good because it allows you to initiate, also gives you a lot of attack speed, which again synergizes really well with your ulti damage. I really wanted to do something with my haste rune. I was hoping that somebody would go defend bot, but it looks like they went to defend top instead. So I'm going to run back now to pick up my completed AC. I didn't necessarily want to run into the river, because I don't want people to know that I was there, but it happened. So now they're playing kind of scared. This is not weird for them. They really should be doing this, basically. We have a big advantage. If they come out of their base, we're just going to initiate on somebody and we're going to kill them, and then we're going to be able to push really easily. So at the very least, if you're really far behind, you just need to sit high ground and try to force them to fight up your ramp, because there's a lot better chance of, first of all, you have a tower hitting, which makes a big difference. Ooh, I could duel on this guy. I didn't press the attack again here. But I was able to kill the Bristle because the silence was happening, so it was a-okay for me. I was hoping to save the that guy, but I was unable to, unfortunately. I was able to kill him with the Heartstopper Aura again. And now my serious damage pays off, with the AC of course, towards tons of building damage basically.
Middle barracks has fallen.
So I think this is the best snowball build for sure if you don't need a BKB. If you do need a BKB, you can go Shadowblade BKB, or you can go BKB first, but I think Shadowblade first is probably the way to go. And now we're just going to backdoor the bot towers because I don't really have a threat of dying. Wow, they just BKB'd. Who was that? Was that TA? Poor TA. How'd she BKB'd so early? I was a bit worried about my life here. Probably shouldn't have been. Or should I have been? Alright. I was right to be scared, guys. That guy looks dead too. So I'll work on BKB. If I had Magic Immunity there, I probably could have fought, but it looks like they actually had Weave on us that whole time, which is part of the reason I maybe took a lot of damage. Weave is such a nasty skill if you actually have any armor, or if they have a lot of physical damage. Like Dazzle and Bristleback is really good, and having TA on top of that, that's 3 sources of minus armor, which means that they should be able to force down a really tanky target quite rapidly. It's definitely one of the good reasons to get an AC on Legion Commander this game. Both myself and Necrolite, I'm sure, really enjoyed the armor boost. And it gives myself, my whole team, armor actually. It gives 5 armor to you and your allies, so it's really good against AoE armor lineups like a Bristleback. AC and Vlad's together gives your whole team 10 armor, and that makes a big impact in the damage that you take. So, I've now died a 3rd time. I'm going to probably sell my bottle at this point, and I'll run back in and go look for some more kills. Looks like they're pushing bottom, so I should be able to get a kill there, possibly. We'll see. If I'm not eternally AFK. Alright, could be. Alright, she's dead anyway, so it's perfectly fine that I was AFK, right guys? Maybe I was reading chat or something. I bet it was something like that. Usually I read chat when I die. So I bet I was reading chat. Again, I'm gonna go look for some kills. Bonus 122 damage. Pretty good. Every duel that I win now gives me 18, by the way, if you're curious. They kind of have a lot of heroes here, and I think we were considering going in, but I think that's their whole team. Pretty sure that's their whole team. And I wanted to fight it, but I said, that's their whole team, man. They actually put a sentry down. They must have seen somebody go invis, so good thing we didn't. Those are actually pretty good gold. We already got mid rack, so we don't really need to push mid. Might as well just go bot. Not sure if Roshan's up or not. Based on the map, it kind of looks like it, but
Double time.
I would bet it's up, honestly. I just don't think we thought of it. Taking Roshan is it's like a brain dead thing to do, or it's the best thing to do when you're really far ahead. God, I'm lifestealing for 240 HP right now. It's crazy. With the AC, that is. Because if you do more damage, you lifesteal more, so it's pretty good. I was hoping somebody would come forward and I could initiate on them, but it didn't really look like that was going to happen necessarily. They also don't have a tower up bot, so I thought maybe I could go high ground and jump on somebody that was in there. They do actually have a sentry here, so they could see me. So, I ran out. They'll shift back on over. I'll just sit high ground here. If they do want to go high ground, I can duel somebody. But we should have gone for Rosh. When you're really far ahead and they're scared to leave their base, then all you have to do is push the lanes out a little bit, and then you go take Roshan. Should be pretty fast. Yep, got Dazzle kill. I have to pop my heal here because they're going on me really hard. I do end up dying, actually. We ended up fighting through the Dazzle ulti again, which is maybe a mistake because I ended up taking a lot of damage. And Invoker did a nice job there. He saved his BKB until the Global Silence. He used it after the Global Silence, and then he cast his spells on us. We were still able to kill the Dazzle immediately, which is important because that stops Grave. And then the rest of their team just kind of beat me up with a bunch of minus armor. So despite having an AC, it actually wasn't enough minus armor, at least when fighting through the Dazzle ulti. So just something to keep in mind. But it worked out okay. We're so far ahead that despite me making slight mistakes in that fight, I really didn't accomplish very much, I don't think. Despite the slight mistakes, we were able to kill, they all had to focus me basically, and because they all focused me, the rest of my team just right clicked and cleaned up. But we actually had enough carry potential that this was absolutely fine. So worked out well. Surprised that guy didn't die. Does pot him level 0? Huh. That's weird. I would have thought that would have killed. So that's going to be the end of the game. They are about to lose here. Throne's about to go down. I was going to try to buy a Boots of Travel before I died.
Radiant's Ancient is under attack.
I'm not going to make it fast. So it won't be in the end screen, but anyways, demonstration of Legion Commander snowballing. Treads, Shadowblade or Blink Dagger, one of those two. And then you go around ganking, make some map pressure, which also gives you damage and makes you hit harder in the mid game. And there, from there you grab a BKB or an AC. This game definitely armor stacking was the way to go, and you should be able to snowball the game a bit. It helps to have competent allies. My allies did play pretty well this game, but that was a Legion Commander game. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you guys want to watch us play in the tournament tonight, we'll be tweeting that out from our Twitter account, twitter.com/ZephyrDota. So if you guys want to watch the game, make sure you stay tuned to that. It's at a really weird time. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but it's 7 p.m. for us in Korea, which is like 5 p.m. or 5 a.m. East Coast, I think. It's 5 a.m. East Coast U.S. time, which is like, that's probably like 9 a.m. I think that's like 9 a.m. EU CET time, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like more early morning for EU, it's the middle of the night for US, and it's nighttime for Korea is how the time zones work out. So if you guys want to stay up and watch it, you can. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing it. We might just play one game and it might just be a stomp. We don't know how good the team is going to be. I would recommend, if you're going to stay up some night in the next week, I'd say wait for our first stage matches for the NSL, which is coming up on the 14th. And it'll probably be at a very similar time. So if you want to stay up and watch our matches, you might want to wait till our stage match. This one might be forgettable. So just be aware of that. But anyways, we'll tweet the links when they happen. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.